You wake up parched, exhausted. Your limbs feel heavy. You feel that familiar knot of anxiety tightening in your chest as you reach for the glucose meter on the nightstand. You prick your finger. You wait. Despite eating perfectly yesterday, the number is terrifyingly high. Everything you have been told about morning blood sugar is a dangerous half-truth. It is not your dinner. It is not a late-night carbohydrate. For millions over 50, a silent mechanism is flooding your bloodstream with sugar while you sleep. Dr. Megan Foster understands this biological math. She brings over 24 years of clinical experience specializing in metabolic disease and circulation. She maps the geography of this exact systemic failure. She sits across from patients who do everything right. They cut carbohydrates. They skip the fruit. They avoid the bread. They measure every gram of food. They still fail. The numbers remain dangerously elevated. It is not a character flaw. You did not lack willpower. It is a physiological process. The battle for morning blood sugar is not won at the dinner table. It is won by controlling the liver's overnight signals. Your body possesses an intricate communication network designed to clear glucose in the dark. But that network is currently severed. Dr. Foster uses a specific, 3-ingredient protocol to reconnect the wires. You drink it 30 minutes before bed. It acts as a biological reset switch for this exact organ. It is not a synthetic medication. There is one innocent thing you are likely doing an hour before bed. It forces your liver to dump that sugar. It pours corrosive sludge directly onto the delicate fuel sensor. Your doctor might tell you to just eat less. But Dr. Foster relies on a 3-ingredient biological valve reset that stops the leak before you even open your eyes. The solution is the nighttime glucose reset drink. It is a precise architectural blueprint for your hepatic pathways. It rebuilds the sensor. Ingredient 1 is Morina oleifera. You need exactly 1 teaspoon of the powder. If you are located in the East, mulberry leaf extract or bitter melon powder provides the exact same botanical profile. Morina is saturated with chlorogenic acid. This acid acts as a physical filter in your intestinal pipes. It binds to any residual glucose from your evening meal. It locks it down. It slows the absorption rate to a crawl. The glucose enters the bloodstream 1 drop at a time, preventing any sudden pressure spikes in the lines. Ingredient 2 is Ceylon cinnamon. 1/2 teaspoon is the exact dosage. It is densely packed with specific polyphenol. These compounds act as chemical insulin mimetics. They mimic the hormone perfectly. They travel to the liver. They interface with the broken sensor on the fuel tank. They transmit a clear signal: the blood is saturated. We do not need more fuel. The liver reads the signal. It shuts off the hydraulic valve. The overnight leak stops instantly. Ingredient 3 is the activation mechanism. A pinch of turmeric paired with a pinch of black pepper. This combination is strictly non-negotiable. Turmeric contains curcumin. Curcumin neutralizes the oxidative stress that rusts out your liver cells. It clears the static in the communication lines. But curcumin is a massive molecule. It cannot breach the intestinal wall alone. It passes right through you. The piperine in black pepper is the breaching charge. It forces the cellular membrane open. It amplifies the absorption of the curcumin into your bloodstream. Mix these 3 components into warm water or a caffeine-free herbal tea 30 to 60 minutes before sleep. Add raw ginger if the earthy taste is too abrasive. Do not alter the ratios. If you are currently taking specialized medications for liver or kidney function, consult your clinical provider, as this protocol shifts your metabolic clearance rates. Pause. Go to your pantry. Read your cinnamon label right now. If it does not explicitly say Ceylon, you are poisoning the very organ you are trying to heal. Supermarket cinnamon is almost exclusively cassia. Cassia cinnamon is flooded with coumarin. Coumarin is a documented hepatotoxin. It causes microscopic structural fractures in your liver tissue over time. You are trying to recalibrate the fuel pump. You do not want to dissolve it in acid. Throw the kasha in the trash. The drink repairs the nighttime leak. But you must also clear the existing fuel from the lines. The protocol demands a 10 to 15 minute physical walk immediately following your dinner. This initiates non-insulin mediated glucose uptake. It forces your muscle contractions to burn off excess fuel. The muscle fibers act as independent vacuum cleaners. They bypass the broken insulin sensor entirely. They pull the raw glucose straight out of the blood using sheer mechanical force. You must also supply the physical lubricant for your insulin receptors. That critical lubricant is magnesium. Add dietary sources like pumpkin seeds or almonds to your evening meal. They grease the molecular hinges on your cell walls. They allow the cells to physically open and receive the shutdown signals. Look at the screen you are holding right now. It is emitting concentrated blue light. If you stare at this screen 1 hour before bed, you are pulling the trigger on the liver dump. The light strikes your retina. The optic nerve transmits a threat signal. The adrenal glands spike your cortisol production. Cortisol is the biological emergency override switch. It commands the liver to flood the engine with sugar for a physical fight that is never going to happen. You are sitting perfectly still while your blood turns to syrup. Turn off the screens. Stop pulling the alarm. You have repaired the nighttime leak. The fuel valve is closed. The emergency override is disabled. But what happens inside your anatomy when you open your eyes tomorrow morning? Imagine waking up in 7 days. You open your eyes. The heavy morning fog is completely gone. You step out of bed without that bizarre, unquenchable thirst pulling at your throat. Your internal engine is no longer flooded with raw fuel. It is calm. It is cooled. It is idling perfectly. You reach for the glucose meter on the nightstand. There is no knot of anxiety tightening in your chest. You prick your finger. You wait for the digital screen to render the reality of your blood. You see a perfectly stable 85 to 95 milligrams per deciliter. You have officially transformed an instrument of daily dread into an instrument of absolute victory. Sleep is not just a period of rest. It is a highly active metabolic work shift. It is the time when your body clears the debris and recalibrates the sensors. Give your biology the correct architectural tools. Remove the interference. Your body will clean up the mechanical mess while you dream. Now that your liver is fixed, you must clear the sludge out of your arterial pipes. The rogue sugar scratched the Teflon coating of your blood vessels, and the oxidized cholesterol filled the cracks. It sets like concrete. In the next protocol, we dismantle the one breakfast food that reverses everything you just learned. It sits in 90% of modern kitchens. Click here to learn the exact clinical mechanism that dissolves arterial plaque.